So what about me? As I said, name is Ambila Nath. I'm a spiritual lifestyle coach. I'm also a tarot reader and energy healer, and I incorporate all of that in the work that I do. I help people who are feeling stressed and overwhelmed and carrying the belief that they cannot have the life that they deserve. I help them to see that actually you can, because I am living proof that you can. So check out my website, check me out on Facebook, connect with me. It would be lovely to do all of that. So today's topic I wanted to cover, because I think it's kind of important, especially as entrepreneurs. This is something that we do, and this is something that happens in our lives. So the topic is, what do you do when things get too much? And I think the first few things that we need to recognize about being an entrepreneur, but also acknowledging that we are not just entrepreneurs. Everybody has a life, everybody has friends and social and family and kids and house and bills and so much more. And the same with regards to the business. There's stresses, there's stuff, constantly going on. So it's important to recognize that we're not just one dimensional in our lives, and there's always going to be so much going on. And at some point in our lives, or some point within the year or month or whatever, things will get too much to handle. Nobody, no matter how, and I think people will argue this with me, but no matter how great you may be at planning or scheduling or doing that, at some point things will seem as though they're too much to handle. So I want to talk about what are the signs for you to actually recognize when you're in that place. What is it that you need to look out for? Because what we want to do is stop us getting to the extreme where we're completely, as I call it, the tsunami has come in, and we're not recognizing the little raindrops leading up to us getting too overwhelmed. So some signs to recognize if you are beginning to head towards that part in your life is that you stop enjoying what you're doing, only for that period of time, but basically you just start to dread waking up in the morning. And I know if you've had the 9 to 5 job and everything, that's kind of like the Monday morning feeling. But as entrepreneurs, we're not supposedly meant to have that feeling. We're meant to be bouncing out of bed and going, yes, I love it because this is my business. But actually at times it just feels too much. It feels too much that you've got to go and sit at your desk, you've got to interact with your clients, you've got to do your scheduling or blogging or whatever it may be within your business. It's when you just feel that dread of, I just don't want to do it today. Not that you don't want to do it forever, you just don't want to do it today. It could also be a feeling of where, if it's not normal behavior for you, that you get easily irritated, angry or frustrated at people or situations. And I've been through that. I'm mainly a calm person, and if I start getting irritable, I know that there's something more going on, because that's not my normal day-to-day personality. So it's recognizing your personality and knowing if something is happening that isn't the norm for you, then that might also be a sign that things may be heading in the direction that it's getting too much. It could also be a sense of making a lot of mistakes, not that you normally would do, but it's just because you're distracted, your mind isn't there, you're constantly, things are taking you 10 times longer to do than maybe if you were rested and you weren't in that state. And I'm going to say one more thing, and that will be where you just, and it goes with the first thing with regards to that motivation factor and focus, but it's not wanting to get out of bed. It's not wanting to start your day, or if it is to start your day, then you want to be sitting on the couch. You don't want to be actually sitting at your desk. So those are only some of the things. And just some indications to start looking for. So when you kind of start going, oh, and the major thing I forgot to say was that the feeling of tightness in your chest. So if you're kind of feeling that little bit of tightness in your chest and feeling uncomfortable with regards to when you think about work, when you think about your to-do list and the long list and the stuff that you have to do, that's also a sign that you may be dealing with too much. So what do you do when you kind of have those signs? What do you do to help your body? What do you do to help yourself? Well, the first thing is acknowledging. It's acknowledging and actually hearing your body, hearing the other signs that are showing up in your life, that maybe you need to just take a step back, and that it's okay to take that step back. As entrepreneurs, please do not carry the hat of, I will do it all, I need to do it all, because without it my business will fail. Because if you carry that martyrdom, then you are at some point going to head for failure. So stop being a martyr. When you are feeling things are too much, then take a step back just to reassess what's going on. That step might just be that, okay, I'm going to actually take a day off. I'm going to actually allow myself to take a day off and choose to do whatever I want that is not related to my business or work. Or you may kind of go, okay, let's look at what I need to do. Who can I ask for help? Where can I reach out and say to somebody, can you please help me, if you don't want to take that step back and take time off? It's really, really important acknowledging what your body needs from you. So you may need to start switching to eating more nourishing and better foods and taking care of your health. It may be that you need to go for a walk on a regular basis rather than sit 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours, however long you may do in front of your computer, and then before you know it, day turns to night and you haven't actually had any fresh air, you haven't had any interaction with people. I know we're all living in a semi-virtual life at the moment, but being able to go out and just feel the fresh air and meet people who might be walking around and stuff, that really does help the energy as well. So start doing things to help your body. It's really, really important, because if you're not listening to these signs, and if you're not doing and taking the daily breaks that you need, or weekly breaks, or having holidays, or having those mini breaks, or having those weekends off, however it may be, if you're not doing that and having me time is also time away. If you do have children, if you do have partners, it's also me time away from them. And I know that you can't do that on a weekly basis, daily basis, or as often as you would like, but try and schedule it in, even if it's half an hour within a week, where the children will be in a playground, your husband's gone shopping. Yes, great, you have your time. Don't sit there in front of your business. Don't sit there in front of your computer with a to-do list and going, this is what I'm going to do. Actually go, you know what? I'm going to just sit, I'm going to have a glass of wine, tea, coffee, whatever it may be, and just allow that to be. Meditation is a huge thing that a lot of people do. A lot of people say you should do. I may be spiritual, but I'm not really into the meditation on a consistent basis. So it's really finding what works for you, because meditation is about being able to give yourself that space. It's being able to give yourself that me time, that time to rejuvenate. So it really does not matter if it's meditation, 20 minutes sitting with eyes closed, listening to something guided, or if it's taking a walk in the forest, beach, down the road, whatever it may be. It's all about connecting with yourself and relaxing. So that's what's really important. So if you are beginning to feel that life is getting a little too much to handle, then I hope some of the tips that I've shared with you today will help. But remember, it's about noticing those signs before they get you into burnout, recognizing what you need to do to change your life, to change your pattern, so that you get balanced again and you're able to carry on doing the work that we want to do. Because as entrepreneurs, we don't want to give up on our business. We do want to keep it going. But when you're a one-man band, or person band, I should say, then you need to look after yourself. You need to look after and nourish yourself so that you can keep on growing as we want our businesses to do. I hope this video has been good. I hope it will help you in whatever you're doing. I wish you all a fantastic week for whatever's remaining. Connect with me. I've put my details within the comments. Reach out if you have any questions or anything you would like to talk about or hear about, then just drop me a message.